And let me show you that. And okay, so I have, this is an Ideal magazine piece. I can put that in there. And what it all comes down to is fitting it in your journal. And that is, I don't know, the width on this may be a little bit. Now this is a very old one, so I'm going to have to put some washi tape on that. But the width on that is now, it is 5.5. It'll fit, I think. And the, let me see, we're a little bit taller than 8, so we're going to go ahead and cut that down a tiny bit so it'll fit. Okay, and I'm going to put that aside. I have a couple of pieces here of coffee dyed paper, or tea dyed, I believe. And so we know that total of, we need 11 inches, so I'm going to cut that 11 inches on the total width, which is 5.5 and 5.5, which is 11. I'm going to cut both of those. So I'm going to cut that. And then height wise, I want this to be 8 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Right. Do this one 8 inches. Okay. I always save these because these are always useful. Oh, I did that wrong. I did it wrong. That's okay. We can still use it. We can still use it. Yeah, I made it. I didn't turn it the way that I needed to turn it. I didn't do 11 inches. I did it 8 by 8. Okay, but that's okay. We can still use it. I will get another piece, but it can be used. Okay. I'm going to get another full piece to add in there, but I messed that up, so I'll put it aside. So we have that. I have this green piece here. Now on this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the height. Well, I have to fold it first. Okay, so what I want to do on this is I want to make a little fold on this. So I'm going to use my scoreboard to measure it. So I am going to go 11 inches. And I'm just going to score it at 11 inches. Okay. And I'm going to fold that. And that way it makes like a little side tuck. And then I'm going to put that in half. Right. And that's how it'll fit in there. Now I do have to take care of the height because the height on this is it's too tall. It's 8.5, so we need to make it 8. And I will just put this in here. And I could put it in all the way like this, or I can put it, double it. It doesn't really matter. It'll work. And I'm going to just cut that off. So that'll fit. The other type of pages, I want to put a couple, or a Norman Rockwell. And I had this out of a nice Norman Rockwell book. I know height-wise we're okay because it's shorter than 8 inches. But width-wise, we've got to figure out how to cut this to where it, and I don't want to cut too much of the picture off. So what I do is I go as close in as I can, like that. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll cut off on this end and try and get it. We went 5.5 is our goal, and see there's 5.5 right there. So I'm going to cut that. So then I end up with 2 pieces, but I'm going to washi tape those together. So we'll do that. Then I have some vintage music paper, and I think width-wise this is going to be fine, but I think the height is going to be a little bit tall. So we're going to go right at 8 inches. And I don't want to cut off too much of the music. So I think what I'll do is I'll take a little bit off of here so I'm not cutting off all of the music, and then I'll figure out what I need to do on the other side. Let's see here. Yeah, see, that kind of keeps most of it intact, and that's how I do it. So then this is now 8 inches, and I know that the width, let's see what that's going to be. It might be a little wide. Yeah, definitely. 5.5. I'll just have to take it right there. I won't take off anything really. Okay, so that is my music page. Let's see what else I was going to put in there. I have this children's, part of a children's Rudolph, a vintage Rudolph page. So I know height-wise, let's see what that is. Oh, it's definitely less than 8, but width-wise, and I don't want to cut off too much of the words. Not that it matters because you're only part of a story, but 5.5. So I'm going to go right at 5.5, and I'm going to go right there. And then that we can washi tape together. So let's see what we get. I'm going to go ahead and use some washi tape to put this together. I don't know that it matters which one we do, but let's see here. This way we don't cut off a lot of words. Let me see. Yeah, I think that'll work better. So I'm going to put that in there because the pages won't be next to each other, and it's just... Alright, so I am going to use washi tape for that. And I had some washi tape. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think I'll just use this red and white Christmas washi tape that I have. And I usually always put, where did my glue stick go? A little glue stick on it. Washi tape isn't really meant to be permanent, and I'm wanting it to be permanent, so I just take some, put it down the middle. There we go. Put that together, and this is so I'm going to put my pages together to put in there, to put in my journal. And you put any kind of pages you want in there. I mean, I don't know. Whatever you have. Or whatever you like. It's totally your total preference. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Okay. Alright, so that gives me, oh, it was a little crooked on that. I have to move it over a little bit. There we go. That, you fold it in half, and you've got the page that you're going to use. We're going to do that on this one too, and I think I'm going to use this black and white washi tape. Maybe not. I don't know yet. I don't want to cover a lot of the picture, so, and it's a wider washi tape, so yeah, I think that'll work. I have other stuff up there, so I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll try something different. I have lots of washi tape, Christmas washi tape, but some of it's really thin, so I don't want to use the really thin stuff. Alright, what the heck, I'll just use the black and white. I like to use different washi tape while I'm doing this because I have it. Oh, look, I've got this. Look at this. Got little cars, although this doesn't bend good, so let me see. Let me see how this is. I don't know. I haven't used this in a while. I have so many different kinds. There's too many choices, really, guys. Let's see how this one does, because I think it goes good with it. It's kind of a maroonish red, right? Let's try that. And I'm going to just, again, put my glue down there. right down the middle. I think it moved a little. I'm going to have to reposition this, I think. It's probably good enough. It did move a little, but it won't matter in the end. All right, so then we have another page. Then also on these two pages here, the issue that you have is this is kind of brittle and this is definitely brittle. So I want to reinforce that so that it won't just break. So I'm going to take this and let's see what one I want to use there. I'm going to use, because we're not joining two pieces together, I'm going to use some of my thinner washi tape that I have. And I'm going to use this. And it will work just fine. Because all we're doing is reinforcing that one little spot that you're in the middle. Make sure you get it in the middle. That's important. Okay, and then that will take care of reinforcing that. Okay. Oh, I should have used the green for the other one. Oh well, that's okay. I can use it again. Or I could use this. This is pretty. I can use that. Okay, so anyway, that's one way I use my washi tape. It serves a purpose and it looks good. So I'm going to take this down the middle. Hard to see the middle on that one. Right? And that's how I use the thinner when I'm not trying to join pages. That's when I do that. I've got washi tape on the end of my scissors I got to get off. Okay. Anyway, so that is how I join my pages together. And I reinforce my pages to put in there and how I cut them. So then after that, I simply take my pages and where did it go? You will take them and then decide which ones you want in what order. So I'm going to finish cutting my pages and then I'm going to get back to you and we will go ahead and do that and put our pages in, and we'll pretty much only have a couple more things to do and we'll be done. Alrighty guys, so we have our pages, bulk of our big pages that we're going to put in our journal, and I don't even know for sure how many we have. I separate the if I'm doing digitals, I separate the digitals from the other pages, like all these, like the music pages. This is Ideals page, the children's book page. I put the copy dyed ones separate. And then I kind of keep scrapbook paper in the same category as digitals because to me they're the same thing. The only difference is digitals you print yourself, scrapbook paper you buy already printed. Let's see, I thought there was one more. I guess. Okay, so I just keep those two separate. And then I go in and I add other things. Like I have this Christmas doily I think I'm going to put in the center. Okay, I think it's really cute. I want to add a couple bags. And I have these cute little bags that I bought specifically for Christmas. So I'm trying to use all this stuff up. I got a ton of it. And I'm going to go ahead, and these are some pinking shears. You don't have to have pinking shears, but I have them, so I'm going to use them. You could use just a regular scissors. And you're just going to cut up a slit over there. And I fold it in half this way. Alright. And that makes a page there. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. What that does is it'll give us a couple pockets in our journal, even though we have a ton. But to me, when I make a journal like this and I'm going to give it to somebody, I'm basically putting the structure in there, and that way they can just add to it and decorate it and The hard part's already done. I have this other bag over here, and I think it's really cool. So I don't know. I may use it. Let's see. Cut that in half. I can open this slit and then make a little pocket over here. So this is just a little tiny, you know, like a treat bag, you know, like a lunch bag type style. And the way I do these, you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it over here. So I will take that. Okay, see where this little flap is right here? See that part? Okay, right at that line, if you fold it in half, if you fold it down like that, there's a line right there. I'm going to cut that because I don't want that little piece on there. So I'm going to cut right at that, just right next to it, okay? Then I'm going to fold this in half, okay? And then that is going to make my 2 pockets, all right? So now I usually, because these will open up really big. I usually don't want them to open up I'm going to leave it. You can either glue this down right here to make it not open up as big, or you can allow it to. And I'm just going to leave it. So the person who gets it, they can decide. All right. So I do that. And the other thing that I was going to add, I thought I had them over here. Let me see. I thought I had some envelopes over here. Where did they go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, here they are. Okay. So I have these airmail envelopes, and I thought, you know, Santa, Christmas, whatever. But what I do on these is I have 2 envelopes the same size, and I'm going to put them together, but I turn, you know, how this would normally fold like this. I fold it like that, okay? And that's because the way I put them together then is I'm going to go ahead and put this part here. See, we fold it backwards. Normally it goes like that. I go like that. That is going to go in here, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this part down. It already has glue on it. Not very good glue, but maybe I'll put a little bit of glue stick on there. All right. So this is going this way, okay? And then that is going to fit on the inside of this, okay? And slide it in there. All right. And line it up with the crease, okay? And just press it down. And then on the other side, you're basically just going to close it. And obviously, we've already established the glue doesn't work good. The thing you don't want to do is you don't want to put glue on this open part here, just on the part that you would normally, you know, do for, that you would normally close, okay? All right, then you end up with this, okay? So you have completely closed off, and this is, so what I do then is I cut a slit right at the edge of both of these. See this right here? You can use your trimmer, which I like to use because I don't usually cut straight. And I just take a slither, just a slither. I don't know how much a slither is, but it's a very small amount, right off the edge. All right, I'm going to do that on both sides. Let me see. I didn't do good right there on the edge, so I'm going to cut that with my scissors. All right, so after we've cut our slither, which this is a slither, we then have an opening on each side. Okay, this side is pretty much done. I'm not going to change this because I like how it looks on the outside, and I think whoever gets it could decorate. This side has an opening right here. So what we have to do with that is we have to cover this. And usually I just take some scrap paper. I don't have a scrap piece, I think, the right size. And put that there. It's really actually pretty nice paper. All right, so all I'm going to do is I am going to cut a piece to fit the same size as the envelope. So Let me move this out of the way because it gets kind of confusing if you have all that thing in front of you, all that clutter. It's how I work, but you know, it might be a lot for y'all to look at. So then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here, and again, this time I'm going to try my scissors. I don't know. We'll see. I might get lucky and cut it reasonably straight. I cut inside the line because I want it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to cut that, and I can trim it up on my trimmer if I need to. All right. I can already tell it's crooked. All right, and then I'm going to cut this. I didn't want to get my big trimmer out again. I was just being lazy. All right. Yeah, definitely crooked. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and trim that up. Maybe I can... That just made it worse. It may end up being too small now. It'll be close enough. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to put glue over here, down here, over here, and over here. Okay, now you could make 2 pockets out of it. We're not going to do that. We're just going to make it simple. So basically all we're doing is we're just basically covering up the portion where there's a hole. You do not want to put glue right here because then that will close your pocket. Okay, so you just want to go here, and you can put a little glue right here too. You don't have to, but you can. And I am going to put that on there. I always put too much glue. Scooch it down. I'm trying to cover the red, white, and blue stuff. You won't see it in the middle, but you will see it on the edges. So, okay. So what that did, guys, is that made us a pocket. Make sure there's no glue kind of going places it doesn't need to go. I do need to glue that flap because I don't think I put enough glue down. You don't want stuff catching in it. Okay, so that actually gives us another page to where we have some more pockets. Okay, so that is how we're adding extra pockets to our journal. So now what we're going to do is we're going to divide up our pages. Move all these scissors. I got a pile of scissors over here. And I just kind of go through and just mix them up how I think they'll look good. I get my journal out, and the good thing about this, guys, is that you can decide later, oh, I don't like that there, or I like this there. I think that's cute there. We could put that there, right? And then maybe we want to put, a coffee dyed paper in there. And you want to vary the different sizes and things that you put in there along with the papers. So that might need a solid something or other. Let's see, we might want to put, we had that. I might put, I think the houses will look cute there. And I also try and vary the pockets. Like here you have a pocket, here you have your side pocket or no pocket. Let's try maybe this Ideals magazine thing would look pretty in there, and see what would look good next to each other. That's kind of how I work too. That would look cute there. We'll put that there. And let's see, what did we put on the last one? We can put some Let It Snow. That would be cute. And this has no pocket, so we're varying the different things. How about if we put that in there? And then how about if we put this Rudolph in there? That would be cute. And this is just, you know, my first attempt at mixing them up, so it could turn out totally different. How about if we put this in there? I think that would be pretty. It has the blue in there. And then, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it inside out because I want that to be my middle. And then I'm going to take this And I'm going to fold it the other way. So that's going to be the middle of my signature. So now this is when I take my cord and I will put it in my journal, and I make it, let's see, 1, 2, 3 to give me a little extra room to play with. When I was using that hair one, if you noticed, I didn't have a lot of tying room there. And the way I do it is I put this through the back because I like to have the knot in the middle. And I like to put my pages in before I tie it. That way I know how tight I need to make it. And so that's going to go there. And I am going to go ahead and you want it tight, but not so tight that it bends your pages, okay? So I kind of go like that. And usually I put my tweezers there, but I have seemed to have misplaced them. I don't know where they are. And I hold that down because I want it to keep it taut, and that does it. And then I just go ahead and tie it, and I just usually do one knot because I put glue in it and I don't want a big old bump in there, so I put glue on it, not really in it. Okay, so I tie it pretty tight. I make sure it's okay before I cut off the pieces, because again, you want it tight, but you don't want it so tight that it bends the pages. And if you can see the top, you have a little bit of room on top and a little room on the bottom, and that's how you want your journal to be when you're doing a Maduri style. Okay, so we have this wonderful journal, and so at this point I would just maybe, if you don't have to do anything to this cover if you don't want to, okay, nothing. But I wanted to decorate it a little bit. I wanted to put this cute picture of the truck and the barn and the golden retriever on there, okay? And if you saw the other one, I had a little truck picture on there too. And I want to put this this material, and I bought this at Walmart. I think it was in the little, like $1 something bin. So all I'm going to do is make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to tear it because I really want it to have that kind of rough look. Oh, I probably should have made it smaller. No, that's probably about right, actually. Okay, so where do I want to go right here? Probably. Let's try that. Oh, I need to cut it a little bit more. I didn't do it enough. All right. So, and we're going to kind of, this side is not as frayed because it's not torn. So I'm going to just kind of mess that up a little bit. And then I'm going to just put my picture right here. And I want to put a closure in here too, but I want to do that after I do this. So I'm going to ink this up. Then I'm going to sew around the picture just to kind of frame it. So I'm going to ink that up. And you could definitely distress it a little too. Have my distressor. Now I printed this from Pinterest, and I honestly did it a while ago, so I don't even know if it's still out there. I'm just distressing a little bit, and I didn't do that on my other one, and I kind of forgot, but that's okay. I still think it looks super cute, and I'm just going to do that. And of course you could put other paper under there, maybe some music page or some old something or other, but I really am going to try and keep this simple, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. I'm going to keep it simple. Although, you know, honestly, you know, it'd be really cute is some cardboard on there or something, but then it would cover up all that. So I'm not going to do that. And it's another step that we're not going to do. We're trying to keep it simple. Can you keep it simple? I have to tell myself that. So I'm just going to take some glue stick and put this on here because I'm going to sew around it and it'll hold it down. Okay, and the glue stick is a temporary thing and it dries fast, so then I can sew. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so now I am going to put this on here, and I'm just going to kind of center it, and I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue for that because I'm doing fabric and it's a little bit better on kind of slick surfaces. And because this journal is made from this box, and the box has kind of a slick, shiny surface, you want a good glue. It's actually a good thing too, because to me it is kind of a protected little you know, journal already without you having to do anything. And I'm not putting it all the way to the edge because I want it to be frayed and up a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more down here though, because apparently I didn't put any. Okay, so I'm leaving that on there like that. And now what I want to do is put my closure on, and I am going to be using this twine because I want to incorporate the twine. I showed you how you could use the twine here if you did not want to use the elastic. Oh, and by the way, on the elastic, what I do is I go ahead and I put a dot of my glue in the middle, and that keeps the knot from untying, and kind of go like that. Make sure I get glue on it. I don't put it down there again. I don't want it to be glued to my paper. And let it dry, and then I go ahead and cut it off pretty close. And then what I do is I usually take the knot and move it to the bottom, or you could put like a little bow or something on it like I showed you earlier. But anyway, then it doesn't come out of the bottom and you really can't see it. It's kind of just there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to make my closure, and I am going to use a couple of my bigger eyelets that I have. And they fit in that same contraption, but you could use these with that little eyelet thing that I showed you. It doesn't really matter because they all work the same way and it would fit. So it doesn't take really a special tool to do them. And they're just kind of a little bit more decorative. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a hole in here, and I'm going to punch a hole on the other side, and I'm going to set my eyelet. I'm going to figure out where the middle is. If I find my ruler. Okay, we'll just use this here. So I'm going to find the middle, and I usually only do it on one and mark it, and then that way I can tell. Alright, so the middle of this is where the 0 is, and you want equal on each side. So we're at 4 3/4 there, 4 and that's about the middle. So I mark it, and I kind of eyeball it on the other side after I put one in. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it right about here. So that gets me into the material a little bit. I don't want it too far in, but then I don't want it too far out. So I'm going to go and make sure I pay attention to where the middle is. You don't want it too close to the end because then could possibly tear. But we are putting an eyelet in there, so then this protects your thing from ripping. So, and I'm going to go ahead and set that. And what I usually do then is I can just eyeball it to make it the other side. It's right there. And you can measure on this to tell you the same depth that you're getting it, but again, I eyeball it, but you can certainly use that tool on here because this thing right here tells you how far in you're going. So if you do it on one side this far and you want to make it the same, then you just simply punch it and leave that little thing there and turn around the other side. That's what that's for. But I eyeball it, which sometimes doesn't work out, but you know, this time it worked out okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and squish that down. Okay. So now that we've done that, I'm going to just take my string and I'm going to guesstimate. And usually what I do is I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's probably way too long. Let me see. Probably not. We'll see. If it is, we can cut it. And then I double that. I just take this and I go like that so I can double it. All right. And then I have 2 pieces of string the same size. And I will take this, one of them, and I will take it in half. Just do it in half and go like this. And I just pop it in the top. And I take something to poke it through. Here's my tweezers are handy, so I'll use that. And when you have your little loop on the other side, you just take the rest of your string and go through there. And that makes your little tie. And I'm going to do that on the other side. I can tell it's a little long, but I prefer to make it a little long than short, and cut it off later, because it's the same thing, same process to me in my mind as the trim and lace and washi tape, because I usually tend to make things too short when I try and measure. So, all right. So that is going to go in here. All right. And that goes there. All right, let me see if that's how long that is. That might be a little bit too long. I'm going to cut it a little bit. A little bit too long. Not that long, but a little bit too long. And the other thing that I do is I take a little bit of glue when I'm using twine and put it on the edges, or even on ribbon I do it too, because I don't want it to come unraveled or frayed or whatever. So I'm just going to do that on all of these. And I just kind of go like that. And all right. So that gives us our closure. Now, if you don't want this thing to slide on out, you can just take a dab of glue and put it right here. If you want the option of changing out your closure, then you wouldn't want to do that. But you could still do it. You could just cut your twine or whatever. Cut your ribbon or your twine or whatever that you have. But again, that dab of glue will keep it from coming undone. And you just tie it. And you have a cute, cute, cute little closure and a journal. And then, of course, you can jazz it up a little bit. You can always, let's see if I can find my stuff. Let's see what I have. I've got poinsettias I can put in there. It would be cute. Maybe I put one right over there. That'd be kind of cute, wouldn't it? Since I don't have any words on this, I could put words up there. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to just put a little dangly thing on there and a little poinsettia. I think I'm going to call it a day. I don't know if I want to put one of these kind of poinsettias on there. I could put that there and then that there. Nah, I think I'm just going to put a regular old poinsettia there. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to use my hot glue gun for that because I like how it holds it down. And I'm just going to put a blob of glue. And I printed these pictures on photo paper because I wanted it to look like a nice, just a little photo framed out. But you can certainly print it, put any picture you want. I think that's super cute, super simple. And if you want to make a little dangly, and you definitely do not have to do this. This is just the extra mile here. I have a couple of jingle bells. I just went through my stuff and said, okay, what do I have that I need to get using, you know? I'm going to use a couple of the big ones, I think. And then I have, this is, and I got this at the dollar store. It was just like a little thing to put on a little Christmas tree, which I'd had the big beads on it, and I like that because then you can use them. I'm going to use that. I have got let's see, I've got some little, what do you call these things? Things. I don't know if I'm going to use those or not, because I didn't use it on my other one, but you know, that doesn't mean I can't use it on this one. I don't go out of my way to keep everything the same, but similar sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of this twine, a pretty good piece, and I am going to start building my little thing here. And I'm trying to think, what do I want on the bottom? I think I want this on the bottom. Again, let me just put that. And this is why I wanted the bigger holes, see? And I, you know, of course I could have bought beads, but that was like $1.25, had the beads on it. So there we go. So you have to look at things that way. I'm going to tie a knot on the bottom. So obviously this doesn't come out. All right, so that's staying on there. And then I'm going to go up about 1.5 inches, or maybe an inch. I don't know. I'm guesstimating. So I'm going to go up probably about 1 inch. Let me see, how far is that? Yeah, that's probably 1.5 inches to 2 inches, somewhere in there. And I'm going to put a bell on, and this is the bigger bells. And I'm only doing this because they have good jingle, and it's just, I think it'll look good. I have rusted bells I could put on there. I don't know why I'm not thinking of that, but oh well, that's okay. I didn't do that much rusted anywhere else. Now, do I want to put that on there? I don't know. First of all, it's going to be really hard. Nah, I'm not going to do it. Seems like too much trouble to me right now. Okay, so then I'm going to put the green one on. I could put glue on the end of this to make it easier to work with, you know, because that does help. I'm going to do that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Put a little bit of glue, and makes it easier to thread. So I'm going to put the green one on. And I'm not making this real elaborate because I just, oh, I didn't put my knot in. I got to put my knot. All right, so you want to make another knot, again, similar to the same spacing as you did the other one. If it doesn't turn out exactly the same, it doesn't really matter. I don't think the junk journal police are going to come get you. Now I lost the green bead. Oh, there it went. It was rolling all along. And so we're going to put him in, or her. I don't know if they have a sex. Okay, and then again, tie your knot. And all the knot's doing is keeping the stuff from falling all to the bottom. You might like that look. You could do it like that if you want to. But this is our very simple little jingle bells thing that we're going to put on here. All right. Oh, is that good? Okay. So now I have this little sign thing that I want to put on there. It says joy. And what I want to do is, I don't know if I want to do that or not. Let me see. I didn't do that on this other one, but I think, yeah, I think I'm going to put this gold bead thing on the top here. How far down is that going to go? Yeah, that'll probably be about the right size. So I'm going to do one more little knot on top of this jingle bell. And you don't have to. There's no set way of doing this. This is just how I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm going to put that guy right up here. Or girl or whatever. Okay, so that's going to sit up on top. Then what I'm going to do is, okay, I have my little jingle bell thing, and I'm going to take this and I am going to just hold it like that. I don't want to go too far up, to where I have enough room to where I'm going to make a knot around this up here. And you can do it multiple ways, but the way I did it is I just kind of fiddled with it and made a little loopy thing at the top. I don't know, it's hard to see what I'm doing, but You'll see it. Oh, I gotta tighten that up. So that just gives you a place to attach your little pin to, but also that loops it around so that you can hang this little sign on there. And I'm going to put that on here, and it's just going to hang by itself going on the other side. And I want it hanging, you know, like maybe halfway. So all I did with that is I just kind of tied it on top. And I guess you could do a bow or something if you want to. I didn't, because I'm trying to keep it simple. I kind of double tied it, I think. That's what I think I did. I don't remember exactly. Okay, and then all I did then is just cut it off. And I let that little piece hang. I mean, I think I did it shorter than that, but... And again, I put a little piece of glue on there. Again, you could put a bow or something on there if you want to, but I want it simple, so. And then I just took a little bulb pin, which is not in there, it's in here. A little bulb pin to do. All right. And I'm going to just take that and attach that to the eyelet that we already have. See, we have this eyelet right up here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right on the top, right through the eyelet. And we'll just go right through there. And there we go. That's it, guys. Now, as far as decorating the inside, that is totally whatever you want to do. I'm going to show you a few ideas that I had. Oh, and I did put a dot of glue on the bottom of this. And I think I cut it a little bit shorter too. I think I cut it just a tiny bit shorter. There we go. So, there is our little jingle bells with our little joy on there, a little wooden joy thing. And these are just things I found around my house. There's our cute little journal, and the kind of thing that I found around my house to use. Obviously, I had these little poinsettias and stuff. I found these little wood things. I had these already. I have got these cute little clothespins that would look cute in there. And if you're going to decorate this, and this is what I thought would be kind of fun, is that you just take different things. Like, okay, this is from the dollar store. That'd be cute to put in there. You've got this little Christmas tree. You can just take glassine bags, you know, napkins. This would be cute, I think. You could just take this and I found, and this is crazy, but I found these and I swear they just go with them perfect. This is from Cartabella, Deck the Halls, and this one is from Echo Park. And I think these colors are just so, you know, bright and colorful and common that you can find these little ephemera packs for next to nothing. Pretty sure I got these ages ago. So I don't even know if they sell these too. But, you know, you can take maybe a package of these and, you know, tuck it in the back if you're giving it as a gift. And the person can decorate their thing, or maybe stick it in this, have this cute little bag. You know, maybe just stick it in a little bag, or take them out and put them in there. Or, you know, maybe put a bag full of things that you have. Maybe you have some trim or whatever. And you could just put that in there and have a cute little gift. I found, I had bought these numbers recently. If you're going to do this as a December daily. They had these at 50% off when I bought them. And I think they're all the way to 70% off. So you can get something like that. You can just go, this is from the dollar store again, just get gift tags, and you can put the tags in there to decorate. This is just a notepad thing that I got from the dollar store. You can put that in there. As I said, you can buy these little bags and put those in there, or just like some of the ones that I had. I think I had some other stuff over here too. I have this, these are again from the dollar store. This is like a little note card, money thing. You can either put money in there, or you can put a little gift card. And you could either put that in there with an envelope, or I think it looks really cute. You could just tuck it in, you know, like maybe up here. Put your little gift card in there so they can buy stuff and maybe some other little goodies. And you have a really cute little journal that did not take all that long, okay? Now, obviously, it takes longer when I am explaining things, but this is something that I think that is well within the capabilities of a beginner, and at the same time, it doesn't look like something, I think, in the end that you made out of an extra box that you bought at the dollar store or wherever you got it. And it's super cute, inexpensive, and if you had to make a bunch of them, you certainly could do that and probably do it in a couple hours, and have a bunch of them so that you could, you know, give those out as gifts or something. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I'm going to go ahead and be doing more series like this, different styles and different things, but basically kind of quick and easy presents that you can make, or things that you can do for yourself. And of course, just, you know, the style is always up to you. You decide what you like and what you want to do. Here's my other one that I made. I think they're both super cute. You know, I'm kind of partial to the golden retrievers because I have golden retrievers. But, you know, these are, like I said, these were very, very easy, inexpensive stuff I found around the house. You could go to the dollar store and get you your own, you know, get your own stuff if you know, bag, or pick it out. Now, the one thing I will say is that the print was pretty small on this, you know, overall, so that's what makes it look good. You want to be careful you don't get this big giant picture, because when you cut it all down, you may not have much to work with. So anyway, I don't know for sure what day I'm going to do my stuff, but I'm going to try and do, like I said, at least 3 a week through Christmas. So you guys take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.